It's 2024 and the new series of Doctor Who is about to kick off. Today we've seen the release of the first proper trailer for the series, which we've got the first glimpse of what's going to be in store for us come May. Let's take a look at the trailer and see what we make of it as we go beyond the sofa. Here we go, the first trailer for the new Series 1, and this has given us a glimpse of what promises to be something very special. We're seeing new monsters, we're seeing old friends, there's a lot to unpack here. The trailer itself takes us on a journey from scenes set way back at the dawn of time to what looks like the corridors of an alien spaceship. We get a peek at a scene that could be from Regency England, suggesting some historical adventures. And in fact, we have seen some stills from this in the previously released stills that they've done, funnily enough. And we've got a scene that shows a time where London has become a wasteland. And that's definitely going to be featured in some of my art somewhere in the line. In fact, that part looks like it might be from the 1960s episode, which I believe we're going to be seeing on May the 11th. Obviously, we've got Unit. I think we kind of all realised that they were going to be back. But I was really interested in seeing the dinosaurs in a plot. That looks to sort of introduce some sort of butterfly effect elements when Ruby steps on a butterfly and turns into, well, you can only really think of her as a lizard person, I suppose. And then there's this shadowy figure that we get to see for a few frames. Who or what is that? And are they connected to Mrs. Flood at all? And there's been some speculation that Mrs. Flood is River Song, and I kind of hope that it isn't. But we do see her briefly in the trailer as well. Although a good chunk of this trailer has been taken from the church on Ruby Road, which is kind of annoying if you just wanted to see glimpses of the new stuff. But regardless, this trailer dishes up a diet of possibilities for us to chow down on. And actually, I'd love to know what you think in the comments. What is your favourite fan theory? Now, this season of Doctor Who will be walking a bit of a tightrope between innovation and tradition. It promises to usher in an era filled with new elements, but I know fans don't want it to do that at the expense of the show's rich legacy. And I think we've all been a little bit wary of that, what with Disney coming on board. The balancing act is evident in the trailer. It's teasing the introduction of fresh characters, unexplored settings and intriguing plots that promise to add depth and complexity to the Whoniverse. Yet the essence of Doctor Who, its heart, characterized by the Doctor's boundless energy and compassion and curiosity and commitment to justice, that seems to be, steadfast there. It seems to be the core around which these innovations orbit. At least that's what it feels like to me looking at this brief glimpse of what's in store. And it's not going to be easy for the creative team. They have to work with a show that spans over half a century whilst making it relevant for a new audience. But there seem to be nods to classic elements and themes that have endured in Doctor Who for generations. And I hope that this season will extend an olive branch to people who have moved away from the show in recent years. It's possible to do that and reach out to new audiences with a fresh narrative at the same time. One thing that really needs to be mentioned, actually, is the quality of the production. Most people will focus on CGI and special effects, and it should be noted that the effects in this, which look like they're a cross between CG and practical effects and puppets and things, they look stunning. But as a film buff, these things aren't the only things that stand out to me. The colour grading, the general look of the show. It doesn't look like film, which is a much different feeling, but it does look like a very high-end TV production. For example, you've got a costume drama, which has been filmed and graded like a costume drama, and that's going to bring an awful lot to the series, as the visual imagery will fit with what people will be expecting. Basically, elements like this are added to draw people into stories and help sell the location and the time period and, the general feel of the thing. And they seem to have done this really well, which is an incredibly encouraging sign. There are a few moments in the trailer that I do have just a little bit of worry about. There's a hint that perhaps there's going to be too much of it played for laughs. There's an audible gulp in one section, which is a little bit too cartoonish. And Ruby's line,
"Oh my, Bridgerton!"
I don't mind it. I'm not really saying it's a bad thing, but what I am saying that you have to be careful with stuff like that, that it doesn't unbalance the rest of the episode. And that's something that actually Russell T Davies has been a little bit guilty of in the past. You also have the moment where Ruby steps on a butterfly, and yet I mentioned this earlier, but I'm just trying to get everything sort of sorted out in my brain as I'm saying this. One thing that worries me, time travel has never quite worked like that in Doctor Who. And again, I think playing with ideas like that are fine, but I often find that they're done with a little bit of a heavy hand, and I'm hoping that they haven't gone just a little bit too far here. Having said that, I do trust Russell T Davies with this. I do think that we're going to be seeing something that is really special. And this trailer makes me actually really, really excited to start seeing these stories on the screen. And honestly, I think this is the best looking trailer that we have ever seen. And couple that with, despite the fact that I've got some reservations, this series looks incredibly fun, exciting, inviting. There's so much energy to it. And it looks like the kind of escapism that I've been missing from the show. And I'm really up for seeing that return. So there we have it. Stepping back a little bit from the abyss, I'm really excited for these stories. And it looks like what we're going to be getting is going to be taking a massive step beyond what we've seen before. I do think some of the effects are a little... childish is the wrong word, but perhaps they've got this sheen on them that makes them feel a little bit less realistic than what we're used to from Disney. But I'm very open to be proven wrong about this, and it's important to remember. This is just 2 minutes of short snippets from 7 episodes in a series, or 8 episodes in a series. Regardless of that, this is another massive jump in quality, and it can only be a good thing for us fans who really want to see the casual viewers back. So here's to season 1. I'm a little bit excited about it now, and I'm looking forward to May even more. But I'd love to know what you think in the comments. Let me know below. Let me know below, and I will leave this in for posterity's sake. Until next time, thanks for joining me, and do join me next time when we go Beyond the Sofa.